yard work, running 26.5 and 12.23. Everything's coming together good. They cut down the trees behind my shed, which is good and bad. It's good. Their property looks nice. They're doing a lot of work back there. It's for the better that they chopped it down, but aesthetically there's just something missing now. It's used to be like 2 or 3 pine trees there. Now it's just kind of airspace. Makes the shed look kind of like a little shithole in the middle of nowhere. Whereas before it had like that cabin in the woods kind of mystique feel to it. No longer there. So I think I'm going to go with some kind of medium-sized shrub, like a cypress bush or something, like an evergreen that I can shape. That's kind of tall but won't get tall enough to affect the power lines above it, and it'll also be nice to maintain because you can shape those things into pointed effects, yard effects, like Longwood Gardens. And I think I'm gonna utilize that space. I might modify that flower bed that's there for that purpose. Enlarge it, maybe put 2 or 3 of them back there just to give it something that's aesthetically pleasing. I may or may not have to finish that fence. My uncle and my aunt live there, and my aunt's moving to Florida, so I'm not sure who the home is going to be sold to. I mean, I could offer the homeowner to maintain behind the shed and keep it as is, or when the house is sold I can just remove that little end post. I don't know if you noticed, but this wasn't level the other day. Now it is, and that's because it's not set in concrete, that end post. There's one screw that holds that to the wall of the garage, and all I gotta do is pop that out and lift the post, because I'm a genius. I thought about that when I installed it. I wanted to make it easy to remove and also easy to maintain, and that's exactly what it is. It took me 5 minutes to do that when I was done cutting the lawn today. Now good. House looks great. Tree looks great. Rich C. Dniepre-Carpathian. I don't know if C is his middle initial. Tree guy saved my my ash tree. Did a wonderful job. Him and his crew at treating it for the aphids that were infesting the ash trees around here over the past couple years. It's treated. Came back. They removed the affected limb, and I created a water basin around it that's now growing back in with grass, so he gets plenty of water now. That's Roy. I fucking named him. That's my tree, Roy. Everything's going great here at 528. There's Roy. He's a little misshapen right now, but I'll tell you what, he's alive and he's healthy. I'm a happy camper. This place looks good. It's now back up to par with its maintenance, all on schedule, and everything is tight, everything is good, and this is what makes me feel good and complete, and as though I can focus my attentions elsewhere. I want to continue working on my game. I'm in the middle, or almost done actually now, writing the Dniepre-Carpathian offensive campaign for the Soviets, which was brutal. I knew that the Soviet advance through the east was very costly throughout, but the conditions that they advanced in Rasputa, which is the rainy, muddy seasons in the fields in Russia and Ukraine, was particularly bad, and the Soviets actually achieved the feat of being the first field army to successfully advance through those conditions and achieve victory in a strategic operation. I just found that out within the past couple of days, which is pretty neat information. So I'm finalizing the finishing touches on that campaign I just wrote, putting that in the game. Then I'll be pretty much done, because that's, after those campaigns, honestly, bag ration was pretty much icing on the cake. After that, Nazi Germany's Eastern Front was more or less waiting. It was a teeter-tottering twig in the wind that was just waiting to be flicked over. There was really nothing left substantially beyond Operation Bag Ration and D-Day. It was just a race to the finish from that point